Adrian here. So today I am finally doing my part in contributing a video to the Project Goth playlist tag, and I was tagged by Cadaver Kelly. Thank you very much for taking me into consideration for this project. I think it's wonderful. I think it's a great way to promote goth artists that we all love.
Rise above the bitter end. Angelyn.
Now, the artist I will be highlighting in this particular video will be The Awakening. Now, one thing I do want to mention before we jump into today's video is, again, The Awakening has released a brand new music video. This is from their latest album, Chasm, and it is the song About You. I mentioned it in my previous video, and I really wanted to give you guys a quick sampling of it so that you know what you're in for when you go check it out for yourself. Check it out.
Write a song about you. Oh, I don't feel much of anything without you. Oh, I'm for and I write a song about you. Oh, the silence is so dark here without you.
As I stated in my review of Chasm last autumn, About You was actually one of my top favorite songs on the new album, and I absolutely loved it. I loved how melancholy and romantic and sad and longing it was, and the music video definitely reflects that sort of feeling. So please, I'm going to kill you if you don't check this out. Please go check out the music video for About You by The Awakening. It is amazing.
I needed you more than I thought I ever did.
So according to their bio, The Awakening was born in Johannesburg, South Africa in 1995 as the creative expression of vocalist, multi-instrumentalist, and songwriter Ashton Nyte. Unless otherwise noted, all songs are composed and performed by Ashton Nyte. The live band has performed and mutated over the years, but is always focused on a powerful theatrical concert experience. Definitely an experience that I really, really, really want to have. Missed out on it so many times, I feel bad. The Awakening is best described as a hybrid of gothic rock, dark wave metal, and new wave, a combination that was aptly described as dark future rock some years ago. With 8 studio albums, several singles, EPs, and a greatest hits compilation, The Awakening's sound has evolved from album to album but remains rooted in its dark origins. As of 2008, The Awakening has been based in the United States.
'Cause I lied.
I found this band through a recommendation from a friend of mine who I've been friends with now for about 10 years. And when we first started talking, he recommended The Awakening to me, and he showed me a couple of his favorite songs, and I did some more digging on my own, and I absolutely fell in love. 15-year-old Adrian completely lost her mind, needless to say. The reason why I lost my mind when I first discovered The Awakening was because I never could have imagined such an eclectic, dark, and beautiful sound just coming together so brilliantly and cohesively and strung together by such a beautiful voice. Oh my god, Ashton Nyte's voice. If I had to put Ashton Nyte on a top 5 list of most beautiful voices I've ever heard, he would be reaching number 2 right behind him. I'm not joking. I really wish I could say that I was I'm totally not. Just, and I've said it before from previous videos that I have none of the ways when it comes to Ashton's voice. I was by The Awakening that has been put out in recent years, I have noticed a significant dramatic improvement in Ashton's vocal technique, and his voice is even more refined and powerful and expressive, and it just drives me wild. It really does. One of the things that really made me fall in love with The Awakening, on top of everything else I have thus described, is how dark and melancholy and sexy everything is between the lyrics, the vocals, and the instrumentation. It is just intoxicating. It's something worth of a daydream. I'm sorry, I got a little emotional there. Damn it, I don't want you guys to watch my videos and think that I'm a pussy. I'm not a pussy, okay? Swear to God. So, albums I would recommend by The Awakening. Oh God. I can't really narrow it down to one. I am so sorry. I cannot. Alright, so if I absolutely had to recommend just one album for a new listener of The Awakening, as hard as it is to narrow it down to just one, I would have to recommend Anthology 15. It came out in 2014 and it is positively incredible. It's a really good representation of all of The Awakening's best work, but honestly, it's not enough for you to really get an idea of how complex and diverse and eclectic The Awakening is. So the first album I would recommend to you would be Darker Than Silence. This came out in 2004. It contains a lot of the first tracks that I ever heard by The Awakening, and again, it's what really hooked me in and tore my chest open and ripped my heart out. Literally. Literally. I'm not kidding. The next album I would recommend is Tales of Absolution and Obsolescence. This came out in 2009, and this came out the year that I first discovered The Awakening as a very giddy 15-year-old. Yeah. And again, this is another one of those albums that contained a lot of the first tracks that I ever heard of The Awakening, and it really just blew my mind. And I'm sure they'll blow your mind as well. The last suggestion I would give is Chasm. Came out last year, which was autumn of 2018. I'll be perfectly honest, when I found out that The Awakening was releasing a new album last year, before I actually made the video telling you guys about it, not gonna lie, I was running around the house screaming my head off with glee, because it felt like it had been quite a while since The Awakening had last released an album, and it kind of had been, but it was definitely worth the hype. It was definitely worth the wait. Definitely. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video where I featured one of my favorite bands on the face of the planet, The Awakening, and I really hope that you will seek them out. I really hope that you will enjoy what it is you hear, because they really are incredible. Ashton works incredibly hard on his music, and it shows. It really does. If his music can make me bawl like a giant baby every time I listen to it or think about when I first heard it as a teenager, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty intense. I'll be totally honest. Every time I listen to The Awakening, I feel like I'm listening to it for the first time. Like I'm discovering something new. Like I'm in that kind of nostalgic daydream feeling that I had when I first discovered The Awakening 10 years ago. It's been the source of a lot of happy memories for me. And sorry guys. I just had to think about that for a second. I still feel that airy, kind of daydreamy, crush-worthy kind of feeling every time I listen to The Awakening. It's just amazing. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please go check out The Awakening. They really deserve your support. I will have all of the links for The Awakening in the description below so that you can check them out. You can follow Ashton on Instagram as well, and you can kind of keep up to date to his sort of day-to-day life, his new releases, his tours, his trips, his adorable cats. Yeah. Really, really cute. And you can also follow The Awakening on Instagram as well, but if you want kind of more up-to-date and current and frequent postings, then definitely follow Ashton, okay? You can also follow Ashton on Twitter, and you can also subscribe to the Awakening newsletter on their website. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your guys' support, and if you would give that kind of support to me, I would really appreciate if you gave that sort of support to The Awakening. I really would. And I know in my last video I mentioned that I am saving up for some sound recording equipment. I promise that once I do have that equipment, not only will I sing opera arias for my channel, but I will also do covers of some of my favorite songs by The Awakening, provided that my voice is suited for it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later. Bye.